When it comes to personal finance, what did you pick up from school? Credit? Investing? Do you have any experience in financial planning? It is possible that you merely took the classes that you were required to graduate, like algebra, physics, and humanities. These classes had little no practical application for majority of students. The more time that passed since I graduated from college, the more upset I am about the amount of knowledge that was excluded from my curriculum. The conventional wisdom holds that if simply go to school and find a job, everything would be fine. Sadly, though, things not work this way. A lot more money knowledge is required for success in real world than your education can teach. All success stories are built on sound financial principles. Our team of financial experts has provided a series of 10 most fundamental financial principles that everyone should follow in order to stay on top of their finances and avoid making costly mistakes. You won't study these 10 personal finance principles in college, so get a pen and paper ready. Before we begin, click subscribe and bell symbol so you never skip our videos. Let us now continue. Number 10. Purchasing your first home. There is a common saying that you must save up to 20% of the purchase price in order to get a mortgage. Your bank account may take a serious hit if you don't pay the mandatory private mortgage insurance. Despite the fact that paying a higher mortgage payment may be difficult, the financial benefits of delaying the 20% down payment may outweigh the cost. Over the past 10 years, the rate of real estate appreciation in the United States has increased significantly, yet wages have stayed constant. As a result, it is possible to begin saving 20% of property's value now, as the value will continue to rise over time. You should go for it if you're able to save money for at least 5 years securely, according to this guideline. You'll be pursuing a moving target if it takes you longer to complete the task. Number 9. Always save. You'll be taught in school to save at least 10% of your total earnings. This is, however, not enough to secure a comfortable retirement. Even if you're making a fortune, a reasonable savings rate for most people earning a normal salary between 25 to 40%. We're not suggesting 10% is a waste of time, but this could be a good place to start when it comes to saving. To save more money, cut back on unneeded purchases. Rather than spending that cash on coffee shop each morning, you could consider putting it into a savings account that offers a higher interest rate. Number 8. Emergency fund. Even if you'd never heard of one in school, you'd be surprised how important it may be. However, you're fortunate to have us to guide you through the process. More than a third of Americans are unable to afford an expected $400 expense, according to a major study. When it comes to significance of getting an emergency fund, this is an unsettling figure. Just imagine if you were laid off tomorrow. Would you be able to afford your expenses? While 6 months worth of spending is the standard, we recommend saving much more if you can't afford it. Number 7. The basic of budgeting. In school, you won't learn about budgeting, which is a critical skill for anyone in the world. Sadly, if you don't learn the fundamentals of budgeting while in school, you may find yourself in a huge risk when you leave the house. If you don't know how to keep track of your finances and distinguish between wants and needs, you may find yourself in a never-ending cycle of misery. Everyone should be able to figure out how to budget their money in order to live comfortably. All bills must be planned, for yet there must still be money left over for needs such as supplies and savings. That being said, everyone knows that budgeting is critical, yet tracking every single dime isn't fun. When it comes to budgeting, you can use what we call tactical budgeting. This requires the creation of long-term budget and strategies. For instance, you can figure out what you need each month and then make a budget for the next 6 months that accounts for both your necessities and your wants. To guarantee that you don't go over your budget, you might make a plan and then divide the money into multiple accounts. Your list can serve as a helpful reminder when you need it most. Number 6. Compound interest. The magic of compound interest may be the greatest information in the financial world. Young people have time on their side. Despite the fact that they may not be reach their financial goals immediately, they have an advantage in the investment arena. Compound interest can be used to their advantage. Young people can acquire an enormous fortune by depositing little amounts of money in a high-interest savings account, which will accumulate time after time. Here's an excellent representation of the significant contribution that compound interest serves in financial planning. Suppose you're given a choice between a $3 sum and cent that doubles in worth every 2 days. Isn't the first option the more common one? I'm guessing you chose it as well. In the end, the second option is worth $10 million in just 1 month. For those of you who are still unsure whether this is a good time to invest in your financial future, I don't know what more to say. Number 5. Credit secrets. Once they acquire their first credit card, most youngsters wind up maxing it out within a few weeks. They are then trapped in a cycle of debt, compelled to pay large sums of interest, and in some situations, this leads to delayed payment that may have a negative impact on their credit score. When it comes to credit, most people don't understand the value of having good credit score. However, if schools attach great importance teaching them these essential skills, students would likely be informed of the techniques. A person's financial well-being as an adult is mostly determined by his credit score, so it's crucial to keep an eye on it. Getting a mortgage, a car, or a business loan is much simpler when you have good credit score, and you'll have an easier time reaching other goals as well. Credit can't be ignored. Credit building and maintaining a healthy credit score are skills that should be learned and practiced by everyone. Here are some tips to help you get there. Credit cards are the first step. When it comes to increasing your credit score, most people believe that obtaining a credit card is unnecessary. As an example, here's a nice one. After finishing high school, my friend Jack decided not to get a credit card unlike many other young adults. That doesn't appear to be a major issue, does it? The only problem was that when he decided to look for a house and car, no bank would give him a loan because his credit history wasn't set up. As soon as you receive a credit card and start using it, your purchases and interest expenses are recorded by the financial firms. Your performance will be evaluated and a number will be assigned to your name. Now, if you're in the market for a loan, your credit score will influence how much you qualify for and what rate. Secondly, always pay your debts on schedule. There isn't any other way to say it than that. If you owe money, it is vital to pay as soon as possible. Number 4. General rules for insurance. You should have life insurance if you have dependents in your income. This may be your kid, your partner, or your parents. Term insurance is preferable to whole life insurance because it can provide coverage as when it's needed. To save money, consider canceling the insurance if no one relies on you financially. Aside from being obvious need for life insurance, you should insure your other possessions as well. In addition to your car, property, and valuables, your health is also a concern. You can also buy something called umbrella insurance, which provide coverage for many policies and offers a discount if all of those policies are purchased from the same insurer. Before settling on an insurance provider, research about and compare prices and services. Taxes are the third item on the list. Taxes are broad issue that schools rarely cover. A good understanding of how they work is essential if you want to stay on the good side of the law. Make sure you know how to compute the tax rate as well as how much income you'll have left over before you get in your first salary or generate any revenue from your firm. This helps you decide if an employment contract meets your financial demands or how to price your goods or services. Fortunately, there are a lot of internet tools that can take care of the math for you. Your take-home pay or gross pay will be displayed together with the amount of tax you owe and the money you'll have left in your account. For example, in Manhattan, New York, a $35,000 per year wage nets around $26,399 after taxes. The marginal tax rate that impacts your rise should also be taken into consideration. In other words, a rise from $35,000 to $41,000 a year does not equate to an additional $500 in your monthly budget, but rather $345. Do your taxes yourself because there is a great deal of confusion and poor advice out there. Watch out. Number 2. Keep an eye on your health. It might cost a fortune without insurance to go to the hospital for an injury like shattered knee. If you can't afford your regular health insurance costs, what will happen in the ER? To cover your medical expenses, you may find yourself relying on the generosity of others whose funds you have entrusted. Surely this isn't fair. Get a medical insurance plan ASAP if you don't really have one. Taking good care of your body might also save a significant amount of money in the long run. When it comes to keeping a healthy body weight, eating a balanced diet, exercising frequently, and abstaining from alcohol and other addictive substances are all important aspects of healthy living. Take care of your health now so you won't have to regret anything later. Number 1. Student loans aren't always necessary. In contrast to a popular belief, you don't need to take out a college loan in order to acquire your college degree. More than 85% of recent college graduates, express frustration with the amount of money they have to put into repaying their student loans as soon as they begin their careers. You don't have to take out students' loans to further your education. Some colleges help students avoid debt, including Davidson College in Charlotte. For a quarter of the cost of private school tuition, students can receive an excellent education at a public school. As an alternative, you might work while attending school, attending in a more affordable university, graduate quickly, or start your college career at local college. Even so, we aren't advocating that everybody should aim for debt-free college education. It may be worth in some instances. There's no reason why a few $1,000s can come in the way of your high-paying career. However, don't make the burden of student loan debt the sole reason for your existence as a student. The possibilities for accomplishing your professional objectives are virtually limitless. For the time being, that's all there is to say. We hope you pick up a few ideas. If you're still here, I'm guessing you had a good time watching it. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Check back soon for our regular finance videos, which help you to become a more successful person. So, till then, cheers!